Welcome, AARP friends. My name is Sheila Martin, and I am a volunteer with AARP Delaware. During these times, it's so important to stay calm and be focused. That is why we are bringing you this fall yoga series. Each session features Erin Shivone, a yoga trainer, who will take you through a gentle yet invigorating class and get you moving and feeling great throughout your day. It's all part of AARP's goal to help you take on today and live your best life. And as always, please consult your physician before starting any exercise program. Enjoy the class and share it with your friends. Back over to you, Erin.
Thank you, Sheila. Welcome, friends. Welcome for those of you who joined us last session. Welcome back. It's good to have you. And if you're new, I'm so excited for you to be able to be here. And as Sheila mentioned, just make sure, before you start any type of new exercise that you consult your physician first. Your health and well-being is the most important thing. So I am going to remind you of that as we move through our time together today and every time that we spend together. Hopefully you'll be able to join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 o'clock for our gentle yoga class, which, as Sheila mentioned, is going to relax us and calm the nervous system, but it's also going to invigorate us. It's going to give us a boost of energy. Right? Who doesn't love a little extra boost of energy? I know I love it. So it's that nice balance between the two. Good. So you'll notice that I have a couple props behind me, and I am going to scoot back in a minute. Feel free to grab whatever you'd like to use today. I use blankets, blocks. You do not have to have blocks, but something that you might be able to use as an extension of your arm, whether it's books stacked up, a little stool, a chair. And those of you, we have lots of options. For those of you who want to stay in a chair for the whole sequence, you are more than welcome to. So yoga is accessible to pretty much everyone. And that's the beauty of it. We can all reap the benefits of how yoga feels in our body, physically, emotionally, mentally. So you always have the option of sitting in a chair. And if you want to come with me and come down onto the ground, maybe a blanket for underneath the knees or for the neck to support you in your health. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. Good. So you can start either in a chair or you can start on the ground. If you're starting on the ground, you can sit up on something. You can sit up on a few blankets. I have my trusty bolster here. I don't expect everyone to have a bolster at home. There you go. So just something to be able to sit up maybe a little higher. Give a little extra love to our hips and our knees. If this feels like it's too much on your knees, you can have your legs extended out in front of you. And again, if this feels like there's a little pulling in the lower back that doesn't feel comfortable, if you feel like you can't find a nice straight spine, then a chair is always a good option. Okay? Always a good option. So take a nice deep inhale and exhale. We're going to start today. Well, all of our classes, we start by connecting to breath, right? That conscious, mindful breath. Today, I'm going to bring in a breathing technique called Nadni Shodhana. That's Sanskrit for alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to move, just as it says, between the nostrils, alternating from the right and left nostril. Breathing, inhaling through one, exhaling through the opposite. Now, I mentioned the word pranayama. If you're new to yoga, pranayama is our breath work. It's retention of breath. In yoga, there are 8 different limbs or parts to yoga. Our poses, even though in our culture we know our poses to be, or we think of yoga, we think about the yoga poses. The poses are actually just one of the 8 limbs. So our breath work, our pranayama, is a really huge part of our yoga practice. That's what helps us to calm the mind, to really be in the present moment. And I know a lot of us have extra stressors right now in our lives, which is why yoga is such a beautiful tool right now to support us, okay, to find that place of stillness. Even when everything all around us is chaotic, we can find that stillness within. So I'm going to come closer just so you can see me for a moment. So Nani Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. To find it, you can take your peace fingers and you can bring them down into your hand. If that feels strange, the two fingers here are having a hard time standing straight, then go ahead and take your peace fingers and place them between the forehead, just gently resting here. Good. So your thumb is going to close off your right nostril. You're going to inhale through the left nostril. So I moved my fingers just so you could see. You're going to inhale through the left nostril. Exhale through that same left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Now I'm going to close it off with my pinky and ring finger. I'm going to open up that thumb and exhale through the right side. Inhaling through the right. Gently closing the nostril off. Exhale through the left. So we're going between these two sides. Now don't overthink this, right? Just let the breath flow between the nostrils. Allow the mind to focus on the breath. And that monkey mind might try to pull you away with different thoughts, ideas, your to-do list, which may seem very long right now. I get it. We all have those, but guess what? That to-do list is going to be there when you're done. So give yourself this time right here. This is not for anyone else. This is for you and your self-care. So when you get pulled away by thoughts, put those thoughts into a little bubble. Allow that bubble to float away and bring your awareness back to your breath. Allowing the breath to flow. Never forcing. We don't force our bodies in our yoga practice. We allow them to flow. We allow them to move into the space if the space is available. Finishing this round by exhaling through your left nostril. And then bring your hands down by your side. Find your regular breath. Nani Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, helps to balance the left and right brain hemisphere, bringing us into a place of stillness, feeling grounded in this present moment. And it takes us from that fight or flight into a place of calm. And you can bring it in whenever you want. It's a beautiful tool to put in that toolbox. Right? You can even do it at a red light. Just don't close your eyes. Good. So go ahead and set your intention for your practice today. Setting your intention, if you're not sure what that is, just ask yourself why you went to the trouble of signing on today. And there you'll find your intention. Why are you here? And we're going to hold that intention in our hearts as we begin to move our physical bodies. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Take my water with me. Feel free to take little water breaks. We will give you a couple of seconds in the middle of our class to take water breaks, but feel free to stop whenever you like. Take a break, have a sip of water, hit that pause button. In yoga, we hit the pause button a lot, which is nice because we're going in our lives. So good to give ourselves permission to stop. Good. Inhale, bring those shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. So you can be on the ground with me. You can stay in your chair. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back and down. Good. From here, we're going to walk our hands forward slightly, sinking into those hips. So if you're in a chair, you could take your legs a little bit wider, leaning forward, maybe coming onto the elbows, or hands can be on a little table or stool, books. Get creative. You're in your home. You can use your elbows and the insides of the knees to press them gently away from each other as you lengthen your crown forward. That's where you'll really feel that opening in the hip joint. That can be here as well. So lots of different options. Good. Walk your hands in towards your body. We're going to do this again, but we're going to uncross our legs. If you have your legs crossed, cross them the opposite way. Good. If you're in a chair, you can bring your legs back into hip width apart and then open them up again to be able to fold forward. We have a tendency, if we do cross our legs, to cross one leg in front of the other most of the time. So this might feel awkward initially, but find your breath. Exhale, take the breath right into any tension that you might be feeling. So there's a big difference between discomfort and pain, right? If you feel a little discomfort, maybe ease out of the pose, find your breath, and if that space is there, come back in. If you feel pain, I advise you to come out of the pose, right? You should not feel pain in your body. Stretching, lengthening, those muscles lengthening could feel a little different, right? You might feel a little tension there, but I want you to listen to your body with the breath, be mindful, and then come in only if that space is there. So let's go ahead and straighten our legs out in front of us. This time we're going to walk our hands down again. So if you want to use, I have a strap here. You can use a strap around the feet, or you can use a tie, a belt, whatever you have, in our classes. I sometimes suggest bringing in a broom. You can use a broom handle as we're opening up the shoulders. I've seen lots and lots of things be used in our homes. Good. And then slowly coming back up. From here, we're going to make our way to all fours, tabletop. Again, stopping to take that break if you need to. Good. So from here, we're going to step the right foot forward, Anjaneyasana. I'm going to protect my knees by placing a blanket to support me. Good. Inhale. Toes can stay tucked in the back foot, or you can find a flat foot. And then bring your hands, if it feels okay, go ahead and bring your hands up to your knee. Good. Sinking a little deeper to feel that stretch in the top of the leg. Good. If you're in your chair, you can be working here. So there are always different options. depending on how your body's feeling that particular day. Good. If this feels okay, go ahead and take your arms up on your inhale. Inhale, exhale. Slowly bring your hands down to frame your foot. We're going to walk the foot forward just a little bit, and hands can be on pillows, on blocks, whatever you have. We're going to straighten that front leg. The front leg is straight. Good. Folding, lengthening the crown up over your right leg. You're in a chair. You can find this here with your left leg bent. Good. So we're taking the breath behind the leg into the hamstring muscles. Good. On your next inhale, begin to slide the heel in towards you and step that right foot back. We're going to switch sides. So step the left foot forward. I'm going to grab my other block. And if you are interested in getting blocks, if you have a Marshalls near you that you feel comfortable going to, that's definitely an option. Walmart sells blocks, Amazon sells blocks, and they're not very expensive. So if that's something that you're going to be practicing, it might be something you might want to consider investing in. Otherwise, again, because the blocks have 3 different heights. So it's 1, 2, 3 different heights, which allows you to come higher. Hands can come to the knee. Good, you gently press back. Good, take your arms up if it feels okay. We're strengthening here. Draw your belly button in. Good. Feel, I like to imagine a string on the belly button. It's being pulled towards the lower back. Good. And now bring those hands down. Walk your foot forward and straighten your left leg. We're going for a nice long spine. We're trying not to round here. And that, if you feel like you're rounding, it helps to come up a little bit higher. So maybe even holding onto a chair here. Good, and then bring that left heel in, step the foot back. And we're going to come all the way to stand on our mats. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, sigh it out. Okay. We're going to do 3 standing sun salutations. So if you want to use a chair, you're more than welcome to use a chair. I'm going to come this way. This is a beautiful, beautiful sunlight coming in the window, but I want you to be able to see me. Inhale, take your arms up, lift them up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands can come to a chair, or you can bring your hands down to another prop that you have in your house. If you feel like there's pulling in the lower back, bend those knees, relaxing the head down, and feel the heaviness of the head creating space all the way down the spine. Stay here for a few breaths. Feel the breath come in on your inhale, through the nose. Exhale this time through the mouth. Letting go. letting go of anything that you might have showed up to this class carrying, anything that's been feeling heavy in your body. Maybe it's settling in your shoulders or your lower back. Maybe there's something that's happening, in your lives that just feels heavy on the mind. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out and let it go. You no longer need to carry that tension. And then press your feet down. Come all the way up on your inhale. Roll those shoulders up and back. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, back and down. So our forward fold felt so good, we didn't flow through. So let's find two more, and this time we will flow through our sun salutations. But that's a nice little reminder. If you're practicing and you're in something and you feel that lengthening happen, it feels so good in your body, and I'm instructing you to move on to the next thing, don't listen to me. It's your practice. So if something feels really good, hang out there a little bit longer. Like I just got distracted. I was in my forward fold and it felt so good, releasing tension all the way down the spine, that I kept us there a little bit longer. And that's okay. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, release. Hands can come to the chair or a little bit lower. Inhale, halfway lift. So there's a flat back here. Again, there can be a little bend in the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms are going to come wide. Palms maybe touch. Exhale, hands down by your side, Tadasana. So that's one standing sun salutation. Start to warm up our bodies. Inhale, bring the arms up. One more. Exhale, fold. And then we'll take a little break. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, arms lift, palms touch. Exhale, bring those hands down by your side. Grab a drink of water. Taking a little water break here. All right, so let's continue. My afternoon classes, it's water. My morning classes, it's hot tea. There's always something in that mug. Good, so let's go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, feel your feet pressing down into the ground. We're gonna come into chair pose, Utkatasana, chair pose. Really good to strengthen the legs, okay, and core. If you want to use a chair, holding on to a chair to come into chair pose, that's an option. If you're sitting in a chair, feel this hugging in of the inner thighs. Feel your feet pressing down, and even though you don't lift out of the chair, you're engaging all your muscles that it feels like you're lifting out of the chair, okay? We don't have to go anywhere in order to engage those muscles. So if you're with me standing, hands can be on the hips, feet are hip width apart, sit down into that imaginary chair. So bring your weight back into your heels, even so much that you can lift your toes, give them a little wiggle. And then bring your toes back down, gently touching the ground. So we're not gripping with dear life with the toes. We feel our weight in our heels. We're going to sink down as far as it feels right. Now I'm going to bring my shoulders back over my hips. Hands can stay on the hips. They can come out in front of you. If it feels okay for your shoulders, reach them up. If that feels like it's too much for your shoulders, all of us are in different places. You might be working with something in your shoulders. Keep your hands here or here. Chair pose. Good. Bring in that visualization of your navel being pulled in towards your lower back. Feel that difference there? And then a little hug in of the inner thighs, like you have something between your legs and you're giving it a squeeze. Good. Sit a little lower if that space is there. Inhale. Stay with your breath. Exhale. So we're finding our edge, right? We're challenging ourselves, but we're not pushing ourselves over the edge. Come out whenever you like. Good. You can do this. One more breath. Good. And now straighten your legs. Bring your arms down. Woo! Give those legs a little shake. Shake it out. Shake it out. We're going to do that again. Sink down into your chair. Again, imaginary block. Something between your legs, and you're getting a gentle squeeze that activates the inner thigh, which then activates the core. Bring your arms up if that feels okay. Otherwise, if they need a break, keep them here. Your tailbone is moving down towards the ground. When the tailbone moves down, the navel draws in, and you're not compacting. We don't want to compact in that lower back, lower spine. We're going to stay here for 3 more seconds. If you have it in you, sink a little bit deeper. 3, 2, 1. Press the ground away. Stand up. Bring your arms down by your side. Shake it out. Good. So we're strengthening our legs. We're going to bring that strength down into the ankles. You can hold on to a chair if you like, or the wall. Good. So we're going to put our weight, instead of putting our weight back into our heels, we're going to put our weight into our toes and lift the heels off the ground. Good. And now bring them back down. So strengthening those ankle joints. Sink back into your heels. Lift your toes. Give them a wiggle again. Little blood flow down into our feet that hold us up our whole lives, right? We so often forget about them. I always tell my massage clients, keep a tennis ball around. Roll your feet out when you're watching TV, when you're, searching the internet, when you're reading. Roll your feet around. Good. Press your toes down. Let's lift those heels. You can hold on to the chair. You can bring your hands down by your side on your hips. It's okay. You might be a little wobbly. That's fine. It's all part of, strengthening. Exhale, bring those feet back down. Lift the toes. We're going to do this one more time. Toes press down, heels lift up. Exhale, lower you back down. Wiggle those toes. Good. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. You can have a chair out in front of you to place your hands. Hands can be on the hips. Bring the toes in and take the heels out to the side slightly. Inhale, exhale, folding forward. Hands can melt down the legs, or they can come to a prop out in front of you. You can even put a couple props out in front of you. Stack them up. Now notice where your weight is. Is it in your heels? Is it in your toes? Can you bring it back into your heels? Take your sits bones back behind you slightly. There can be a slight bend in the knees. So we're not gripping with the toes. And now gently bring those toes down to find the ground. Good. Hands are going to come to the hips. We're going to come all the way up on the inhale. Go ahead and bring those feet in. Good. You want to come a little closer. I always like to see everybody. Shake your legs. Good. Coming back. So from here, we're going to take our legs a little bit wider again, coming into our warrior two pose. So this can be found in a chair, sitting in a chair, taking your legs wider. The right toes are going to face away from the body. The left leg is going to straighten. The outside of the left foot is going to press down. And when that does, you're going to feel that lift in the inner arch. Good. Hips are squared off. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands out to the side. So this is in a chair. If you'd like to find it, Standing here on the mat. Good. We'll start to bend into that knee. You might want to straighten the leg and then gently bend in. Straighten, so we're easing into the hip joint. Right? And then coming in and holding it. Just be mindful, take a look at your foot. Just make sure this isn't happening. Sometimes I see this in class, where the knee is over the toes. Right? That's a lot on the knee. So just walk your foot away from your body. Make sure that the knee stays either here, closer to your body, or over the ankle. Good. Arms can lift up, out to the side, finding those strong warrior arms. Good. Gaze is soft and light out over your right middle finger. And we're going to drop those shoulders down. Even though our arms, we're holding our arms up, which is strengthening our arms, our shoulders are soft. Good. There are a few different warrior poses. This is warrior 3, warrior 2, warrior 2. In my mind, I was thinking about taking us into warrior 3. There's a little preview of maybe of what's to come. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Good. And now straighten that leg. We're going to switch sides. Toes are going to come in, face the camera. Left toes are going to face directly away from the body. That knee is going to track over the big and second toe. Okay. Hand can be on your right hip to gently pull the hip back behind you. What happens is when we sink into this knee, that right hip wants to move forward, especially if there's tension around across the pelvis there. So draw the right hip back, opening that left knee out to the side. You can come in and out a few times with the breath. On your inhale, you come out. On your exhale, you sink a little deeper. Good. And then settling here, if you want to bring the warrior arms in, straighten those arms. The fingers are still soft. We're not reaching forward, we're not here. Our shoulders are over the hips and we're sinking down towards the ground, which I know is a lot more challenging. But it's better alignment. Alignment is really important because we want to prevent injury, right? Inhale, exhale. One more breath. Straighten that leg, bring the toes to face each other, maybe bring the heels in a little bit, and we're going to find a forward fold. Again, your hands can come to a chair if you have it in front of you. Good. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Bring in a soft knee if you'd like. Taking your hands down to find those props. I moved mine. I'm going to bring them back in. Good. And then bring your hands back up. Straightening the legs, bringing the feet in towards each other. And we're going to come down onto our mats. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and we'll come to sit on our mats if that feels okay. Okay. So from here, we're going to straighten our legs. We're going to bend our right leg, crossing the right leg over the left, if that feels okay. So option 1, it stays here. Option 2, it crosses over. You've been practicing for a while. You want to take it even further. The ankle comes to the outside of the hip. If you just laughed, that doesn't have to be for everyone, right? I just like to give options. I know sometimes I give options and students say, no way, my body can't do that, which is fine. You bring in whatever works for you. We're going to bring in a twist. We're going to take our left hand, grab a hold of the right knee, pull it in towards your body. As you hug it in towards your body, you're going to feel that stretch in the outside of the right glutes. This left leg is straight and it's active, so it's not just hanging out. We're going to take those toes up towards the ceiling, and that activates the top of the leg. You're going to bring in a nice long spine. Right? And from here, you can stay here if this is enough, or take your right hand and walk it back behind you, taking that shoulder with it. So we're bringing in a twist. Again, be mindful on your inhale, you come out, you find a nice long spine. Exhale, if the space is there, you can gently come into your twist. Inhale, come out, find length. Exhale, maybe coming in deeper. On your next inhale, come out of your twist. Walk your hands over to the left, just to counter this. Good. Coming out, releasing. Give your legs a shake. Opposite side. Left foot is going to hug in. We're going to cross it over the body. Right arm is going to hook that knee and bring it in. Once you hug it in, you feel that gentle stretch in the glutes. And make sure we definitely open up the hips and the glutes. They're big muscles in the body. Walk your hand back behind you and connect it to so many other muscles. Right? Tension in the hips can create all sorts of issues in the back, the hamstrings. On your next inhale, come out of your twist slowly. Let's counter it by bringing our hands to the outside of the right hip here. And then release. And let's come down onto our mats. Slowly going down. Had to check my time because I would keep you guys here for 2 hours if I could. So we're going to come down onto our backs, which is why it's so wonderful that we're meeting twice a week and not once. Go ahead and bring your knees in towards your chest, hug them in. And we're going to cross our right ankle on top of our left knee. So this is a variation here of pigeon pose. You can stay here with your right hand on the inside of the knee, gently pressing it away, or you can lift the left foot off of the mat. This is where you can grab a hold of behind the leg. If when you do that, your chin lifts up towards the ceiling, like this, we want that chin to come down towards the chest, then use an extension of your arm. So I have a strap here. And if you don't have one today, it's okay. But in the future, you might want to bring, a belt, a scarf, whatever you have at home. But if you use that strap, you can put it around the leg to bring it in. So that way the shoulders can relax down. That way the neck can relax. We're not tensing up our neck muscles. If you have a lot of tension in the neck, you can also take a blanket and place it under the head. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale. If you want to find gentle movement, a little rocking side to side. Ooh. Opening up the hip joint. All the muscles. Cross over the hip. So stay here. If you're in your chair, it would look like this. And you would lean forward. Elbow can be on the inside of the knee, elbow can be on the inside of the ankle. Okay? You don't have to hinge very deep in order to really feel this in your hip. Good. Release that right ankle and place the foot down. And we'll switch sides. So take the left ankle on top of the right knee. Stay here. Gently opening up in that left hip, or lift the foot off of the mat. And we're going for a 90-degree angle. If you want to play around with straightening it, see how that feels, by all means, you can You can find some movement in the ankles if you want to bring in circles. So if anybody has sciatic pain, has dealt with sciatic pain, generally it comes from either the impingement in the back or from the piriformis muscle in the glutes, right? So this is my favorite stretch to stretch the piriformis muscle, which the sciatic nerve runs underneath that piriformis muscle, and the piriformis muscle can squeeze the sciatic nerve, which can give you that shooting pain or dull, deep, achy pain. It manifests in different ways in different bodies, either in a chair, on the ground, or full pigeon, however you want to bring it in. Good. Place the right foot down, lift that left leg off, and place it down. Go ahead and bring your knees in, give them a squeeze, maybe rock side to side. I'm going to take a moment to sip my water. And then place your feet down. We're going to walk our feet away from each other, widening our stance here, and gently drop your knees over to the right, bringing in a gentle twist for the spine. Feel that stretch in the outside of the left hip. Arms can reach out to the side, and your gaze can go towards your left arm to feel stretch in the right side of the neck. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring your knees back up. Exhale, opposite side. Coming out of your twist on your inhale. Exhale, Shavasana, our final pose, our relaxation pose. So Shavasana can be found on the ground, or if you're in a chair, you're more comfortable there, you're welcome to stay there. I'm rolling up a blanket to place behind the knees. So if you have some pillows or a blanket, or if you're next to your couch and you want to take your legs, prop them up on a chair or couch, that also feels good. Drains the blood and lymph from the lower legs, lower extremities. Good. So move around, make yourself comfortable, use whatever props you need. I know it's getting a little bit chillier, at least in our area in Delaware. So if you want to place a blanket over your body, that's another option. It also just feels comfortable. Allowing the eyes to close, the jaw to relax. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. So we work our bodies hard so that way we can really drop into this blissful moment in Shavasana, this place of peace. With every exhale, feel yourself letting go a little bit more. Scanning the body, noticing if there's any tension. If there is, take the breath, visualize breathing straight into that tension. And see if it might let go, even just a little.